Hello and welcome to the channel. If you're new, please drop a like, comment, subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into the topic of today's video, which will be sign convention. Now, with sign convention, the best thing to do is actually just to remember the table associated with, the signs plus and minus and what gives you what. So let's go and draw this table. So plus, minus, and here we're going to have multiply or divide, minus, plus, 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 minus, minus. Now, a positive multiplied or divided by a negative will give you a negative. A negative multiplied or divided by a positive will give you a negative. Positive and positive gives you positive. Negative and negative gives you positive. So the way I like to remember the negative and the negative is that the two lines give you a cross, so then you have the plus sign. So how do we actually apply this in mathematics? Well, say for example, I have something like -4 plus 3, right? Would be something like -1. Or if we had something like -3 divided by 3 would give you -1, because it's negative divided by a positive would give you -1. Or if I had something like -3 times, let's say 10, that would give you -30. And it's the same when you have the distributive law apply. So say for example I have -3 and so I have a plus b, right? We then just become -3a minus 3b. Why? Because the negative distributes to both of the terms inside of the brackets. And while we're on that topic, let's discuss terms. How do we separate terms? How do we distinguish between terms? Well, terms in general are separated by pluses and minuses. So what does that mean? Well, let's say for example we have an expression looking like this. And you are asked how many terms are in this expression, right? Like I said before, negatives and positives, or pluses and minuses, distinguish terms. So here would be one term, here would be another term, here would be another term, right? But when you get to this where the brackets are, right, this whole bracket is seen as a single term. And the reason for that is because at the moment where you haven't foiled this expression, this bracket, so for the moment being it is still one term. But once I go and I actually, let me just write here, it's 4 terms. But once I go and I actually foil this expression, right, to something like, let's say minus x plus 4y minus 10z plus 5x plus 5y. Now this I could even go and further simplify, but for the purpose of this video I'm not going to. So if you're asked how many terms are in this expression, right, again it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would have 5 terms. So the only real thing that you have to remember with terms and separating terms and how do you know how many terms there are in an expression is just by looking at the pluses and the minuses, because they separate terms. So you could do it the way I do it, which I think is the best you could do it, is just to circle each individual term and then just count the circles. And I promise you, you will never be wrong. And when you work with terms and fractions, it's basically the exact same thing, right? There's nothing special about it. Say, for example, I have 5 plus 4 minus 10 plus 30 over 100 plus 10 minus 4. And you were asked, well, how many terms are in this expression? Well, exact same thing. This would be 1 because this is positive 5, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 terms. And the reason, therefore, is because each of these above the, or in the numerator, I can go and write it as such. So I could go and write it as 5 over 100 plus 4 over 100, etc., etc., etc. And that's why when it's over a bracket, it doesn't mean that this expression here becomes one term. And that's basically all you have to remember for the sign convention and terms. So not very complicated, just a little bit of remembering. And that is it for this video. Really hope you guys enjoyed, hope you guys found it useful. If you guys did, please, if you liked the video, please do like the video, comment, subscribe. Yeah, that's it for the video.